All right, we are already on day 3 of our February Ignite Your Identity program. So again, this whole week is going to be an RPE of 6, so giving 60% of your effort. These are new movements, and so we're trying them out, making sure we feel where the muscle is working, all that. So today, we are going to use dumbbells. I'm going to grab a set of 20s, a set of 10s, and then you will need a bench today that inclines. So starting off, we're going to do shoulder press with those dumbbells. I'm going to show 2 sets of 8 reps. I know that that's going to be about 60% of my effort. I kind of already know what to expect here. So I'm going to prop that bench all the way up so I do have back support. I'm going to hang out there once I'm done with my first set of 8, rest, and then knock out a second set. Once I'm done with those 2, I'm going to move on to a superset. So I'm going to have that bench. I'm going to decline it a little bit. So it's about 45 degrees, and I'm going to do a chest supported row. So I'm going to face into the bench, have my chest supported on the bench, have my arms hang down on each side, and then you're going to row. So I'm going to hit 8 reps there. Coming out, I have lighter weights now that I'm going to do a lateral raise. When you do a lateral raise, you want a soft bend in the elbow. So leading from shoulder, elbow, wrist should be like a nice little arch. From here, I'm almost thinking about my wrist going out to the walls versus up, because then it's more risk for using the traps, and we want to get the side delt. So nice and controlled. It's not a huge range of motion. Control at the bottom, so we're not just swinging and going right back up. So we'll do lateral raise. Once we're done with one set of those, then we're going to move on to a single leg hip thrust. I am going to show 2 sets of that. So single leg, we'll hit one side of 10, the other side of 10, rest, and then go back again, hitting each side. I am going to hold a dumbbell for this one as well, but you don't have to. Once we're done with our 2 rounds, then we're going to do a back extension. If you are at home and you have a stability ball, I would do that. I don't have a stability ball. I have a squat rack, and so I set up the bar that I can comfortably hinge over it. Obviously, you'll see my setup later. If you do have a stability ball, wedge your feet into the corner of the wall so you have something stabilizing you when you do your back extension, because hips are going to be into the ball, and then you're going to use your back to hinge up, squeezing the glutes. So I'm going to go over those cues again when I do mine, but it'll be a little bit different if you have a ball. I'm going to hit 12 reps there. Same thing, I'll probably hold a weight. And then you're going to come off, and we're going to do a sit-up, so a full sit-up, and we're going to twist to the side, come back down, sit-up, twist to the other side. So I'm going to do 12 total, so I'll hit 6 on each side. Okay, grab your sets of dumbbells and a bench. Let's get going. Okay. I have my 20s out, but I want to do a little warm up first. And just so I'm not bringing out a ton of equipment, I'm going to do a quick warm up with my 10s. So feet are going to be flat on the floor. Do lean back, that's totally fine. Dumbbells are up at the shoulders, wrists in line with the elbows, and then you're going to be pressing straight up. Control those weights as you come down. This is just warm up. This isn't working weight. So I'm going to hit 6 here just to get those shoulders warmed up. There's 4. Still pushing through my feet. Still staying tight through my belly. And then there's 6. Okay. Setting these weights aside. I'm going to grab these 20s, and I'm shooting for 8 reps. I know I can do 10, so that's why, again, this is 60%, that I'm bringing those reps down to 8. Okay. 1, oh, pinchy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Okay, that was a lot more challenging than I thought. Okay, we'll rest for a minute, and we'll do one more round. All right, resting. If you need to grab water, please do so. Yeah. And if you need to grab any different equipment, that's totally fine. If you have bands at home, then you can do a standing version and go bands overhead. All right, we're gonna knock out one more. Here we go, 5 seconds. All right, picking up those weights. All right, again, pushing through the floor. I'm still squeezing my glutes. I'm still staying tight through my belly. All right, coming up. 1, 2, getting range of motion as long as your shoulders allow it. 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Woo! All right, we're done with our shoulder press. Keep the weights aside. We're gonna use them for our rows next. So now I'm gonna make this bench 45 degrees. And then I'm gonna turn it to the side so you can see. Okay, so this superset, I'm gonna have my chest on here. Chest, and then we're gonna do rows. When you're done, we're gonna come out, swap for our lighter weights, and we'll do a lateral raise. Okay, I'm gonna get these over so they're ready for me. Okay, if you need a couple more seconds, grab some water, chest supported row, and a lateral raise. I'm using the 20s for my row, and then I'll use the 10s for my lateral raise. All right, coming in, straddling the bench. It's a little awkward getting in and out of here, so you'll just have to be a little awkward, that's okay. All right, chest is coming down. So I'm still active with my chest. I'm not just sagging over the bench. Drive those elbows back. We're gonna go to 8, 2, 3, nice little hold at the top, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. This is the awkward part too, of coming out of it. All right, chest supported row, I love those. Those feel so good in the back. All right, setting the weights aside. I'm gonna bring this bench down so you can see me. And we're supersetting the lateral raise, so we're going right into it. With my thumbs, I'm gonna kind of point them down and in a little bit. Nice little athletic stance here with the body. And again, I'm coming out to the walls because I want to be working the shoulder here, not my traps. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to 8, 6, 7, one more, and 8. All right, we are done with our arms. Okay, grab some water. I'm gonna switch this bench around again because then we have our single leg hip thrusts. Let's just talk about form here. When we do our hip thrusts, so we're gonna go single leg. So this leg is gonna be down. I'm just gonna kind of bend this one and hover it there. So this leg, this angle here doesn't really change, okay? I'm pushing through this heel. I'm getting a nice squeeze in the glute. Okay, I am gonna grab a weight and have it on my hips. I'm gonna go for the 20, and we're shooting for 10 reps on each side. I feel like this might be in the way. I'm gonna angle a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Okay. All right, really feeling the glute here. Okay, shoulders are hooked onto the bench. Weight is on my hip that I'm working. I'm gonna hover this leg and I'm gonna squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. That was a good burn. Switching sides. I like to have my toes up just to indicate that I'm really pushing through my heel and getting that posterior chain But with those toes up, you will feel those shins as well. I'm fine with that. All right, hovering this leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, I always feel my right butt cheek way more than my left. All right, we're resting. Okay. Whew. Nice booty burn. So when we start our second round, I'm going to start on my right leg this time. All right, grabbing water. Okay, again, I'm setting up a barbell. I have these are J hooks. They're on the other side. So then that way when I'm pressing into the bar or into the rack, I'm pushing into the corner and not pushing away and having the J hooks roll or having the bar roll in the J hook. I'm gonna go around, so I'll be leaning this way. I have a little pad here for my hips. I am gonna hold a 10-pound weight. And I actually might wanna move this. Okay, I was gonna show this little setup here. These J hooks, I have them on the back side of the squat rack because I'm gonna have my body on this side leaning over. So I'm pushing the bar into the J hook. Okay, so I have a 10-pound weight that I'm gonna use, that I'm gonna hold. Okay. And with my feet placement, I'm gonna have my heels in a little closer and my toes out. And with my hips at the top, my hip bones are way up here. So when I hinge over, I can actually get some range of motion. Right here, I feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my weight. I'm just holding it at my chest. And with this, I'm gonna curl my spine. So I'm almost doing a little crunch. And from here, I'm squeezing my glutes. That's my range of motion. I'm gonna kind of relax my glutes a little bit to slowly lower myself. And then I'm squeezing my glutes to come up. So I'm not swinging my chest up. I don't want that. Keep a crunch. And go to the bottom here, keep a crunch, squeeze the glutes. I'm gonna say that's 3, we're gonna go to 12. 4, nice and slow at the top. 5, 6, halfway, my booty's burning. 7, 8, you are working the back here, but you should feel your glutes and your hamstrings before your back. I think this is 9, 10, 2 more, 11, 12. Whew, all right, if you need a nice little stretch at the bottom, it always feels really good. And then come on up. And then now we're just coming down to the floor. We're gonna do the sit up and add a twist. I'm gonna use that 10-pounder again. And if you don't want to use any weight, that's totally fine. So knees are gonna be bent. Maybe I should go closer. Okay, I'm gonna hold a 10. I'm gonna sit up and twist to one side. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. If you need to have dumbbells under your feet, or if you have like a couch, something that you can shove your toes under, that's fine. 7, 8, 9, Getting a nice twist at the top. 10, one more on each side. 11, and 12. Finish with the eccentric. All right, that is what our day 3 looks like. Again, if you're at the gym, you have pretty much all of this equipment. At the gym, they have a little 45-degree, it basically is like a little bench that is for a back extension. So if you have access to that, obviously that would be best. And then sometimes gyms will have back extension machines as well. But if you're at home like me, you can use a barbell, you can use a stability ball, and honestly, you could even come down to the floor and do those superhero ones that we've done before. This is also a back extension. That's fine too. You're just not going to get as much of a range of motion and stretch in the glutes and the hamstrings. All right. Nice work. This is the theme for February. So to give you an idea of what the movements are, reach out if you want to follow along for more.